some days, there comes the Ugemobo Festival, which the Oba celebrates outside the palace gate. A pavilion is built of red cloth where rites are performed to drive away all evil spirits still unsatisfied by the year's sacrifices. The Emobo Festival is to commemorate an event in Benin history which dates back to 1504 AD.
Yari yari, Oba Tope!
The Oba of Benin added a colorful mood to the year's celebration as he walks round the city center amidst cheers.
thank you, and good afternoon. Welcome to our show, Healthy Living on Independent Television. I'm Adesu Wausawage, and today happens to be World Dietitian Day. So we're going to be looking at World Dietitian Day, your dietitian and you. And a couple of things that we're going to be sharing today as far as this topic is concerned. So sit back and enjoy, because a dietitian is the last person I really want to see, I tell you for free. But how important is a dietitian to you is what we're going to be looking at again today. So join me as I make welcome Mr. Oladipo Gbenga. He is a chief dietitian from the University of Benin Teaching Hospital. It's a pleasure to have you join us.
Thank you, I'm happy to be here today.
Thank you. And seated beside him is Anyo Kosho. I hope I got that right.
Yes.
All right. Anyo Kosho Lydia. She is a dietitian, a lecturer from Edo State School of Nursing.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to have you join us today.
Thank you.
Okay, so World Dietitian Day, what are we looking at? Mr. Gbenga, what are we celebrating today?
Actually, you know, today is one of the best days we normally remember as what dietitians have done, their dedication to improve the health of the people and the general well-being of the people. And we look at, you know, what they have done in the past. Like this profession actually started 1917.
1917. Wow.
Yes, what actually happened, if you look at the origin of this profession, it's just like, you know, when they started saying your food should be your medicine. That's actually the root, the capture root of
your food should be your medicine.
Make that food a medicine. That's actually what started something. That's the root. That was in about 8th century BC. They started that. Then imagine the thing actually moved forward, and then before they really established Dietetics Association, World Dietetics Association, that was 1917. But the first person that have been employed as a dietitian in a teaching hospital, that's in Canada. That's, they call it Sarah Taylor. That was in 1908. Imagine, people did not really understand what that thing stands for.
Exactly.
Just now. But, you know, in Nigeria, you know, this developing country, people are thinking, okay, dietitian, you know, it's the last, like you said, that people want to see in the hospital. That's what they do. What are they doing? What's the problem about them? It's not the food that I used to, you know, brought up my children, that someone wants to tell me how to eat it. But beyond that. But now, this our day is to let people know, to make awareness, number one, and then to improve the, you know, the eating habit of the society. Not even society, the world at large.
Okay. So Lydia, I hope you don't mind me calling you Lydia, though.
No problem.
Okay, so who is a dietitian, for goodness sake?
A dietitian is a well-trained health professional, and a dietitian is a licensed health professional personnel that is trained to manage, to prevent disease, nutritional related disease like hypertension, diabetes, high cholesterol. We use food to manage all these nutritional related disease.
Without using drugs?
Without using drugs, using food in a ways that they cannot even imagine. So it's food that we use in preventing all these diseases and to even manage them. And is a dietitian is the person that can really tell you the kind of food that you will eat, that the portion that you will eat, that will make you to live a healthy life.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so Gbenga, a dietitian, a nutritionist, are we talking about one and the same person? Because sometimes people get us confused.
Yeah, you know, like when you gain admission to university, and then probably you have been admitted as a student of nutrition and dietetics in the university. So when you finish that course, you come out from the university, you are now a certified nutritionist.
Okay.
So when you come out of that university as a nutritionist, but before you become a dietitian, you have to go through internship, and then you write professional exam that will qualify you to be a dietitian. So dietitian, you know, a nutritionist can become a dietitian after being certified, after being approved, after being registered, after going through the process of internship, and at the same time written professional exam. Then that person is a dietitian. But when you come out from university, you are a nutritionist. But what nutritionists will do dietitian can do it, but what dietitian would do, nutrition cannot do it.
So the dietitian is steps ahead of the nutritionist.
Yes,
of course,
the dietitian is licensed to
Okay.
manage any nutritional related disease, but a nutritionist is not licensed.
It's not licensed.
Yes.
All right, let's take a very short break, and when we come back, we'll continue. Just stay tuned. Thank you so much for staying with us. The program is Healthy Living, and we are talking about the dietitian. Today is World Dietitian Day, and we want to look at the dietitian and you. Why do you need a dietitian? So, Mr. Gbenga, I want to bring that question to you now. Why do you think somebody like me or every other person out there needs a dietitian?
It's okay. Actually, one of the things that people don't really want to do is they don't really want to imagine that there should be a particular.
You come and planning my food for me.
There should be a
and all of that.
particular food that good for me, a particular quantity of food that good for me. They don't want to know. People want to eat to satisfied. So I eat this food, I'm fine, I'm full. That's what people think. So then, if I think that way, you won't mind the quality of food you eat. You just be mindful of quantity. So the reason why it's good to have a dietitian or to really have a kind of something to do with dietitian is to know that what amount of food are good for me, that the quantity of that food, the quality of that food. That's what dietitian, that's what we do. We want to tell you about the quantity, we want to tell you about the quality. So quality, how many portions will I eat in the morning, how many portions will I eat in the afternoon, how many portions will I eat in the evening. And the quality there is, am I getting what my body requires? Am I getting what I ought to eat? That's the quality there. So even though we go to supermarkets now, you say you want to buy something being sealed, being processed, being actually packaged, you will see the information right there. That, okay, this particular food contains also amount of protein, also amount of carbohydrate, also amount of sodium, also amount of potassium. They write it there.
So that's the
quality of that packaged food.
Is that done by a dietitian too?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. That's the quality. But if you look at the package now, some package can be small, some can be so big. That's the quantity. That in this particular food, we have also amount of nutrients there.
Yes.
So this is the amount. So you should know that the whole thing, big one, is it good for me as a person, or I should look for small one? That's why some people buy small drinks, some people buy big one. So because you know that this was good for you, but you don't know if until you come to a dietitian that they consider what you do, they consider your health status, they consider, probably you have additional work after your office work, or probably, there's something you want to like, oh, I'm kind of, tiny before, I want to add a little more weight, or I'm so big, I want to come down small. So that's why
like
you need
I want to come down like you.
Exactly.
So I will not need you to do all of that for me.
Yes, of course. Because
I can't do. It's not something I can do by myself.
You can't do yourself because you don't know how to manipulate or how to quantify your food and how to actually detect the quality that you have.
All right, Lydia, let's take it home now. Let's bring it into our homes now. Okay. I'm making food for a family of 5, a family of 6 or 10, regardless of the number. And I decide to cook what I like, what I think the family will like. Give them the quantity that I think they will like. All right?
Okay.
At what point should I need you as a dietitian to come and tell me what to cook in my house, how to feed the children, the age range of those that I want to feed? If I have elderly person I want to feed, if I have little children I want to feed, then if I have like normal adults like you and why should I need you to come and like tell me how to feed somebody? I want to feed somebody like this my friend here now, and I say, okay, because he's tall, because he's lanky, he needs more food, and I give him like 10 wraps of fufu, plenty soup, plenty meats. I'm talking about Albert now. Albert is, you can see Albert is lanky, is tall, is dark hair. Yes. As okay, Albert is lanky, 10 fufu will fit him. Oh, this is a little child like Lucky. Okay, Lucky, take maybe 1 wrap of fufu. I don't want your stomach to be bigger than what it is right now. Just take 1 wrap of fufu, little soup, and all of that. Why should I need you to come and tell me all of that, what to do in my house?
Yes, the reason why you need a dietitian to plan your meals for family is because you need to consider some of the nutrients that are in the food that you are eating. Like you said, there are some factors that will guide the way you prepare food at home. For a family of 5 or 6, you'll know that you have children, and with time, when you are living with them, you're supposed to have known their likes and dislikes. Sometimes I even advise that you ask your children what are their favorites, what are the things they like. You don't just prepare food, because sometimes they will not eat. So in the course of asking, you should be able to tell them the importance of the nutrients that is supposed to be in the food. When you are preparing a meal, either breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you're supposed to have an adequate diet. What do I mean by adequate diet? It's a diet that contains all the essential nutrients that the body needs. The body needs carbohydrate for energy. The body needs protein. So when you are preparing a food, you should know that even though, let's assume you want to cook rice now. So when you are cooking rice, you already know that this rice will serve as carbohydrate. Then you add protein to it, which you might add chicken, meat, or egg. Then you add your vegetable to it. In fact, you don't have to go expensive when you are preparing food. You can slice carrot inside the white rice. Vegetable is already there, which will give you your vitamins and minerals. And you can also cook a vegetable soup to eat along with that food. Definitely, you are okay, you are good to go. And you make sure that your children are eating food, including yourself and the father of the house. Make sure that everyone is eating food. At least you are expected to eat food 2 times in a day, and you ensure that
not 3.
You can as well eat 3, but you just put a distance in between. Like you are expected to eat like fruit 30 minutes before you eat, or maybe like 2 or 3 hours after the main food. Just put a space in, and you can eat varieties. And when you are eating your food, it should not be much. For example, if you want to take cherry, 1 or 2 is okay. You don't have to carry 6 or 7 cherry and eat.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
That's what we are talking about. That portion control is very, very essential, and that's the reason why you need a dietitian. You know, you are just getting to know now that it's not good to eat plenty of cherry. Even though cherry is good, but too much of everything is not good. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that when you are preparing food for a family, you must consider the essential nutrients that the body needs, because each nutrient has their own function to the body. Like I always say that we know that carbohydrates must be in food, because that's what gives you an energy. So even though you are trying to lose the weight, that doesn't mean that you should not eat your carbohydrates.
But carbohydrates will make you add weight. That's why a lot of us are running away from carbohydrates.
Exactly. That's why you need a dietitian, because the dietitian will tell you that you need carbohydrate, but portion control. Is dietitian that will now calculate the amount of carbohydrate that you need for your body. And we had vegetable. You know, when you are eating rice and you put cabbage and carrot, that cabbage and carrot can be half of the plate. Then rice will be quarter of the plate. Then your protein quarter of the plate. By the time you eat it like that, definitely you will be full. Or if you want to eat your swallow, you let your soup, like vegetable soup or okra soup, should be ×2 of your swallow. So by the time you eat it like that, definitely you will be full. So that doesn't mean that because you want to lose weight, you will not be depriving yourself of the food that will give you an energy.
Okay, Gbenga, what she just described now, will you call that balanced diet?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. You know, but in clinical setting, it's more than that. And again, to add to what she just said, the reason why you still need a dietitian in your home, you know, you need a dietitian so that you prevent some non-communicable diseases like obesity, like eating much, hypertension, eating more, having type 2 diabetes. That's why you need a dietitian, because, you know, if someone is sedentary and you eat much and much and much and much, you know, before you know it, that person can develop non-communicable diseases. So you need a dietitian to guide. So the amount, how to eat it in relation to the person activity level and then the health status.
Okay, that's quite interesting. Gbenga, tell us, in your experience as a dietitian, what are some common health problems that proper nutrition can actually prevent or manage? Because you just talked about you just talked about it now. So what are those common ailments? What are those common illnesses?
Type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, and eating hunger. You know what I mean by hidden hunger is micronutrient deficiency. Like
hidden hunger.
Yes, like iron.
How do we describe that one again? How do we know that one again?
What I mean by
hunger.
you cannot see it. It's hidden. It's just like until that person go through laboratory test before you do blood test. Okay, this blood does not contain some things that it ought to contain.
Okay, I'm particularly interested in this last one, and that eating rice can actually prevent or manage diabetes. Please talk to us.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Now, for example, now if you are eating exact food that you ought to eat. For example, now she says something about the portion control on carbohydrate as energy. You know, carbohydrate is what gives us glucose, and then everybody need, like the more you work, the more glucose you need. So if you are sedentary and you are taking more energy, then it's stored like as glycogen in the liver. So that one can actually, form. And then anytime you are not eating, body can actually process that glycogen to ketoacidosis. So body use it as fair body's distance, whereby the body break down what you store. Glycogen is a long distance. So it's a very long time. Then what we tell people, when you eat, your body makes use of that food. The hour you eat, the time you eat, the hour that the body will metabolize that food. And that is actually the time we said feeding interval. Then another thing is feeding frequency. That frequency simply means that how many times the person will eat per day. So now, if you know how many times you are eating, you know the work you do, then of course, you know the amount of energy you need. You don't have problem. But when the output is lower than input, it becomes problem.
Wow.
So that's just the problem. That's just the thing there. So you must know what you eat. You must know how much energy you are using. So if you have a dietitian, I can tell you that, okay, this amount of work you do, this amount of energy that you need. They give you exactly energy that you need. And they will know what some people do. They will go and sleep in the night. They don't eat. And the basal metabolic rate in the night. Your body need energy in the night while you are sleeping. So if you don't give your body energy while you're sleeping, that's why some people sleep, they don't wake up the following day.
Okay, with all of this that you're telling us now, we have plenty of online dietitian, online nutritionists and all of that who will tell you, because our best friend nowadays is our phone. And that's where most people get advice from. Just, you need something, you run to your phone. Somebody will tell you online that, oh, you don't have to eat dinner. You just said now that it is important you eat dinner. But they tell you don't eat dinner. And some say, okay, just eat an egg a day and you're good. Others will say, okay, a little portion of cabbage is all right. So with this online thing, what should we follow?
Can I quickly tell you something now?
Okay.
If you have a growing child, a female, just to say,
we have just 2 minutes to a minute to do this now.
If a female girl, and then that girl is growing. Do you know what? Maybe probably yesterday you saw that girl yesterday. Maybe she has not entered puberty that yesterday. But you can just see that girl today now, and you see the breast, her breast just just shoot out already. You say this thing were not there yesterday. You'll be surprised. That thing happened overnight. And without nutrition, proper nutrition, it will not happen. Proliferation happened while we are sleeping. We call it cell division. It happened in the evening. All these, another cells die, and a new one replaced, happen in the evening. All this, they need energy to do that.
All right, so in 30 seconds, Lydia, should we believe all those online dietitians that we meet?
What I would say is that if the person is not a registered dietitian, is not an health professional, we supposed not to believe any, because we have a lot of junks going around online and a lot of consequences that happens after it. They will not come back and tell us that this is the consequence that is after it. So the truth is that we should not believe everything that we are seeing online, and that's the reason why we have dietitians everywhere. We should try, even if we see any information, we can as well ask a registered dietitian and say, I heard this, what do you think about it? What's the right thing about it? And definitely we'll definitely give you the right.
All right, so our fantastic dietitians on set today, we want to say thank you for finding time to be with us. Benga, Lydia, thank you so much.
Thank you.
At least now I will find time to come and see you dietitians, all right?
Yes.
Thanks
so people, dietitians and you, hope you had a nice time. So don't believe everything you see online as far as nutrition and diet is concerned, all right? See a licensed dietitian so that you get yourself okay. We'll see you again next week with another topic. Bye-bye, and thank you for watching. best.
The Ugewe is the final ceremony of the series of festivals. It is one of peace and lightheartedness, following the more solemn of the ritual year. Ugewe is the festival of the Ewe leaves, a symbol of good luck and joy. It is the most popular of all that heralds the dawn of a Benin New Year, new vow, newness of life and freshness of life, and a new hope for the future. In the evening, the Ewe leaves are presented to the Oba of Benin in grand style in a colorful ceremony. The Ihogbe society, amidst singing and dancing, bring the sacred leaves that symbolize good luck, blessings, peace, and prosperity. Each of the senior members of the Ihogbe proceeds to give the sacred leaves directly to the Oba of Benin, and others put theirs at his feet.
This is Anegbete community situated in Isako Central Local Government Area of Edo State. It is an agrarian community with united people that promotes unity and oneness for peaceful coexistence. The inhabitants of the community migrated from Benin, the cradle of black civilization, a kingdom where king is truly king. The ancestors of Anegbete saw that age was the main determinant of leadership in the rural setting, and the eldest man in the settlement was regarded as the leader who presided over meetings, and his authority is held in high esteem. To further strengthen this unique system of leadership, age group evolved in Anegbete. In Anegbete, age group is categorized into two, that is, the common and the noble. Anegbete is rich in cultural heritage, as the community at noon saw the commitment of the festival with the first set rolled out in beauty colors to showcase their might and strength, indicating their feet and ready for the responsibilities behold on them. The streets in the community with a feed up of young men and women adorned with the festival. Later, the royal family takes the stage as their children fight out royally and work in the community to showcase their might and fitness.
My leader.
ITV, certainly the best.
Hello viewers, welcome to Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji, and it is that program that gives you and I opportunity to talk about some of the trending issues in the country and how it affects us as citizens. So today we're going to be talking about the withdrawal of police personnel from very important personalities in the country and how it's going to be affecting us as individuals, or better still, how it's going to impact us as citizens. And then again, the debates on legalizing gun ownership. So let's go talk to some persons and hear what they have to say in regards to this topic. It is Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji.
The Nigeria security architecture, I think it is a very, very wrong approach at this time. The way you talk about developed countries and thinking of how police operate, the environments are not the same. First, we do not have good roads. That when you call for police in an emergency response, if it's like in the developed countries, you see police appearing within minutes. You hear of cases of assassinations in places like America. It's only a matter of days they will find the killers of those people. Those are not the situations in Nigeria. People kidnap people in their houses, people kill people on the way, they don't even know who the killers are. The only thing too that also makes some of these people not to be on the road is the simple reason that when they know that there are escorts following some VIPs and some people on the way, they know that it's possible that at some point they will see unexpected police presence. But when they now get to the point where they now say, no, they cannot go with police and then the road is free and all that, you are only inviting terror back to us. If I'm traveling on the way and I know I'm licensed to have a gun in my car, some other persons are coming, and maybe we run into hoodlums, and they know that out of these 20 cars, there's a likelihood that 15 to 16 have arms in them. That will also create that sense of security for the people that are involved. So I just think that it is, yes, the idea to say let's have police at different points is there, but the architecture and infrastructure to support such an idea, we don't have it yet. You don't have drones flying everywhere. If you are overseas, you press a button in your house, they know it is emergency. The police will come, condone off your area, and the people cannot even escape. The police right now, as they are, first, there are no vehicles, they are not well equipped. So how do you even do it? I think that the decision that Mr. President needs to be reviewed.
I see it as a right development based on this issue that the president has made concerning police should be withdrawn from notable personalities that are in our society. You discover that for the police to be able to combat insecurity, we have less police in the society. Most of all these notable personality, you just discover that one person will be having 10 police. 10 police. If one particular person is having a police, about 10 attached to him, and the common man has no security to be attached to him, he has no security to be attached to him, then what is the fate of the masses? But to my own take, with this direction, this step that the president has taken, that all police official, army, and officials should be withdrawn from notable personality is a welcome development, so that these officers will be able to go to the city, go to the street, go to the rural area to be able to combat these bandits. Because if all this caliber of men, notable personality, are be giving policemen policemen are attached to them, it will not be a wake-up development. But if they withdraw them, everyone, all hands will now be on deck to fight insurgency, to fight bandits. But when these men are secured, they will feel less concerned about the masses. I believe that with this step that the president has taken is a very good step, so that security for lives and property concerning the common man will be appreciated. On these aspects, it has advantage and it also have disadvantage. It is good for people to have self-defense against this insecurity. But the other way around, when every man is given that license to get a gun or harm himself against attack, sometimes most people will not use it for self-protection, but rather they will begin to use it for destructive activities, like going into using it to embark on armed robbery and different. If somebody offends somebody, he can just bring out his gun and do killing. That is why it will not be encouraged. But the only advantage for the government is that let them employ more hands. Let them get more securities, people, recruit them, train them, tell them what to do, the rules and the don'ts that will govern their security apparatus. All these things should be put in place. Then with more and being employed and well paid, I believe that with all this, they can be able to contain this insurgency and bandits in our country.
We all know that the constitutional role of the police is the protection of lives and property. And like the president has rightly stated, the protection of lives of Nigerians are very paramount. And like the VIPs are still part of the citizens that the police is constitutionally empowered to protect. But you also realize from where the president is coming from, these VIPs form more or less like less than 10% of the larger population of Nigerians. And in that light, he feels that more attention should be given to the masses, to the larger population of Nigeria who are now faced with the challenges of insecurity, while also trying to address the manpower need of the Nigerian police. So in that regard, I totally support that directives that all available manpower now should be channeled towards the protection of the majority of Nigerians outside the VIPs that took a chunk of that number. Looking at on the right of Nigerians to own guns, I still believe that Nigeria is not yet ripe enough for such. Even in countries where they have such policies, they are trying to go back. If you see what is going on in America now, they are even trying to look at gun rights laws to see how it can be reviewed. So it's not a policy that has worked or that has been sustained in even where it is currently in force. So for Nigeria, it is not just our only gun that will solve the problem of insecurity. I can tell you, with the kind of anger, with the kind of issues we have now, if Nigerians own guns, they will be using it to settle personal scores, not even the insecurities now. So that might not really solve the problem. I think solving the problem, we need to go into community policing, volunteer security, seeing how well we can domesticate security, make security the duty of everybody, not necessarily a centralized arm of government like you have the centralized police now. So with that, I believe we can substantially bring down, if not to a barest minimum, the current challenges we have now. So it's not really whether we carry guns or not that would solve it, no.
It is a very good thing that the president is actually looking at how he can, curb security by having a lot of, security personnel on ground. But, if you have to fight insecurity by creating another level of insecurity, that's a very big problem, all right? Yes, we know that the VIPs have a lot of this, security escort with them. But if you look at this person too, they are human beings. And, somebody who has that kind of, level of position requires some level of security, around him. So for me, I will not, totally say that it is okay to withdraw all the, security personnel from the VIP. No, I do not think that's the best way to go. Instead, I think they should look for a way to have more persons in the force, in the military, in the police, and every other security agencies that can help, in this insecurity. Because the VIP are human beings. The right to own a gun, I really do not think that Nigeria is matured for such a thing. Yes, we have that in some developed countries like America, but I do not, advise that such law should be put here in Nigeria, because a lot of persons are going to take advantage of this particular, situation, and they use it to do other very, very, malicious activities. So I do not believe that Nigeria is ripe for, self-ownership of gun at this particular point in time.
Insecurity in Nigeria has eaten so deep into the life and well-being of Nigerians. Like in the area of business, it has affected us a lot. Like, for example, those our mothers who travel to village markets in this season of December, where they travel to buy plantain, yams, and others. We see many of them were unable to do this because of the insecurity. And that has also affected their own family, because they will not be able to provide for them because they were unable to do their business the way it ought to be. Like those of us in the real estate sectors, I think it affected us the most, because this is one of the most funny December I've ever experienced, whereby our brothers and sisters in diaspora, they are scared to return home to celebrate with us. And after they have saved this money, and they buy property at the end of the year, so that at least they will not count on one thing that they have achieved. But this time, many of them, they give up. Instead of coming to Edo State or or Nigeria to buy property, you will hear them saying that they want to go to places like Singapore, places like Spain. They will tell you the money they will use to buy property in Abuja, like maybe 350 million, 150 million, 200 million, is enough for them to get property in Spain. And that property in Spain will give them high return of investment than the property in Nigeria. And another thing that affected those in diaspora and the VIPs, let me use that word, very important personalities in our country, is the new law that has been passed by the president, that police personnel should be withdrawn from this set of persons. And the current situation of insecurity in Nigeria, so these persons, they will not be free to come in, because it's as if them coming in, they have signed their death sentence, because the security is a threat to them. And at the same time, the police personnel that would have been of assistance to them to guide them is being withdrawn. So it's just as if they want to jump into a hot fry pan. So these ones is what stopped them from not coming to Nigeria, and it affected our business a lot. So those persons we are all to care for, these things restrict us to do a lot for our loved ones. Because if you don't sell property to get money, so there's no way you are going to spend money. So if you check, though we are having traffic and all these around, but the truth is that the well-being, the lifestyle of these our citizens is being compromised because insecurity has cost them a lot. If the guns is being legalized to every citizen, it's going to cause more havoc at this initial stage. So I believe instead of legalizing gun to individuals, let's recruit more local security personnel that understand this terrain of this environment, because a stranger will not know my community more than me. So if they empower these personnel, give them good sophisticated weapon that they can use to withstand these perpetrators, the criminals, it will be able to at least help us a lot. So owning a gun or legalizing gun to Nigerians, Africans, there's a way we think. Even some of the trained policemen that they are handling weapons, we see what happens after some of them have taken what they are not supposed to take. After when their adrenaline get high, when they are angry, we see how they misuse the gun. So now legalizing gun for a trained person, a civilian, is going to cause more havoc and disaster to us. So I'm not in support of that.
While the opinions of our respondent varies, and some think that the statement by the president to withdraw police personnel from VIPs in the country in order to combat crime, some are also saying that it is not a welcome development. But in all of this, the security of citizens and properties should be a priority. That is what people are clamoring for, and it is something that should be done in order for lives and property of citizens to be secured and for security to be guaranteed. It is Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji. Many thanks for watching.
ITV, certainly the best.
òde aṣáájú ẹ̀ ọbẹ̀ ọ̀dọ́pẹ̀ ẹ̀. Àyàbá sọ́kì ẹ̀ ọbẹ̀ ọ̀dọ́pẹ̀ ẹ̀. Àdàyè àtọ́jú ẹ̀ ọbẹ̀ ọ̀dọ́pẹ̀ ẹ̀. Ẹgbẹ̀júwà.